in. Okay, so we can move right into the agenda. Again, thank you guys for filling out that survey. Moving right into the agenda, right? So today's agenda, right? We're going to go over a few things. One, we're going to go over what is second chance hiring and why does it matter? We're going to also go over the intro to Second Chance Hiring Alliance and the Greater Washington Black Chamber of Commerce. We're going to intro to the panelists. The panelists will have an amazing conversation and discussion. I hope you guys will enjoy it. And then we'll open up for Q&A. Remember to click that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. And then we'll wrap up. I hope you guys are in for a great and amazing conversation. And let's go. So on to the next slide. The first thing is, what is second chance hiring? Before we dive into our amazing panel discussion again, I'll keep like trying to build them up because these guys are amazing. But I want to talk a little bit about what is second chance hiring and why it matters. Second chance hiring or fair chance hiring is the practice of hiring folks who've been impacted by the justice system. Second chance hiring can really support a justice involved person as they come back to the community from arrest or incarceration, helping improve community safety and increase economic prosperity. A few reasons why second chance hiring matters are: one, it promotes reingratiation, right? Second chance hiring is about providing individuals with criminal records, including those who have experienced incarceration, an opportunity to reingratiate into society through gainful employment. Two, it brings stability and income. Employment offers stability and a reliable source of income for justice impacted individuals, helping them regain their financial independence and stability. A stable job can reduce the likelihood of reoffending and create a pathway towards a brighter future. Community connections. Meaningful employment fosters a sense of belonging and purpose within the community. These things are super helpful for second chance hiring, and these are some of the reasons why second chance hiring matters and what second chance hiring is. The next slide is some of the benefits of second chance hiring. I noticed that when I speak with employers about second chance hiring, they often ask the question, what are the benefits of second chance hiring? This question is a common one, so I thought it would be beneficial to share some of those benefits here. And some of those benefits are diverse skill sets. Second chance hiring allows the access of a pool of individuals with diverse skills and experiences that can bring fresh and perspectives to your team. Tapping into potential. By recruiting from justice impacted individuals, you are giving them a chance to showcase their skills and determination, fostering a culture of growth and potential. Another one is expand diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice efforts. I mean, I said that way deliberately because that is probably one of the most important, right? Because second chance hiring aligns with your organization's commitment to DEIJ and embracing diversity in all forms, including life experiences. These things help tremendously in second chance hiring, right? Also, hiring hardworking and loyal employees. Individuals given a second chance are often extremely dedicated to proving themselves and demonstrating their values as employers. These loyal can lead to a long-term commitment to your organization. These very loyal folks can lead to a long-term commitment. Please understand that. And last but not least, tax credits and other benefits. Second chance hiring may provide your organization with tax credits and other benefits. However, it can lead to financial advantages for your business. We will talk about that though in a later webinar. We'll not go into that today. But there are also other benefits such as social impact and reducing recidivism. About the SCHA, I'll tell you a little bit about it. The Second Chance Hiring Alliance, I love this alliance, is a coalition of DC area employers and various organizations who look to create more job opportunities for justice impacted folks. Our primary goal is to educate employers about the importance of second chance hiring and enhance job opportunities for justice impacted individuals, giving them a chance to rebuild their lives through gainful employment. We do this work by educating, empowering, and supporting employers to implement second chance hiring practices in their workplace. The SCHA brings together employers and organizations working with justice impacted individuals to foster collaborations and synergy. By joining forces, we create a supportive ecosystem that promotes second chance hiring and enables positive outcomes for both job seekers and employees. Now, let me share a little bit about our work. The SCHA does our work in 4 buckets: educating employers, providing employers with toolkits, tips, and technical advice, building and sharing knowledge, and creating opportunities for dialogue. I want to talk a little bit, just a little bit about what these buckets mean and how SCHA can support you. In fact, I'll just briefly go over some of these buckets for the sake of time. Again, educating employers, right? Our approach emphasizes evidence-based strategies to educate employees about the compelling business case for second chance hiring. Providing tools. We provide employers with practical toolkits, valuable tips, and technical advice to help them navigate common challenges when hiring individuals with criminal records. Building and sharing. We prioritize understanding the needs and concerns of key stakeholders such as justice impacted job seekers, employers, and employment support providers. Dialogue. Our approach actively encourages dialogue between employers and employment support providers in the DC area. These very, very crucial and important things to our work is the things that are super important to making sure that we move the needle in second chance hiring. Now that I've shared a little bit about SCHA and all things second chance hiring, now I would like to introduce Simone Ellison from the Greater Washington, D.C. Black Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is a partner of the SCHA, Second Chance Hiring Alliance, core group, and they help guide the direction of our very, very, very wonderful program. So, without further ado, I will pass it over to you, Simone. Thank you.
Thanks, Jean, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Simone Ellison. I'm the Director of Engagement and Strategic Partnerships at the Greater Washington, D.C. Black Chamber of Commerce. It's a privilege to join this vital conversation about creating more inclusive workplaces through second chance hiring. GWBCC was founded in 2017 by esteemed business leaders and is dedicated to promoting Black business growth in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We do this by providing resources through advocacy, education, and networking opportunities to empower entrepreneurs and strengthen our communities. At the heart of our mission is a commitment to economic development in the Black community through education, enterprise, and entrepreneurship. As a leading advocate for Black business in the region, we connect our members with opportunities for growth, access to capital, and partnerships, along with partnering with the international diaspora. We also provide a platform to engage with policymakers, funding agencies, and other stakeholders critical to business success. The benefits of the Greater Washington, D.C. Black Chamber of Commerce membership include advocacy, which is through amplifying your voice on critical legislation and policies affecting your business, also by networking and building connections with business partners, clients, and resource providers, business referrals by leveraging a trusted network to connect you with those seeking Black-owned services. And lastly, opportunities through keeping you informed with actionable insights and events tailored to business growth. If you'd like to learn more about GWBCC or our membership tiers or how to get more involved, definitely visit our website at www.gwbcc.org, subscribe to our newsletter, buy membership, or follow us on Instagram at GWBCC .org. And you can also reach me if you have any questions. I'll put my email in the chat at sellison@gwbcc.org. So we're also very especially proud to support initiatives like this webinar with SCHA and the core group that we're a part of, as they align with our core mission of fostering economic opportunities while championing equity and inclusion. Collaborations like these demonstrate the transformative power of partnerships to strengthen businesses and empower justice impacted individuals. Today, we're honored to moderate a discussion with these three exceptional panelists who are leading efforts in second chance hiring. So first, William Bumpus, who is the Workforce Development Specialist at the Department of Employment Services, DOES. Charlie Whitaker, who is the CEO of Career Path DC, where I first started my roots in small local business development with Main Streets. He'll also highlight partnerships and resources for businesses and individuals seeking career pathways. And Paul Weinstock, who is a business owner and a returning citizen who will share his inspiring journey and the challenges of second chance hiring and advice for fellow employers. So we'll also have this conversation, this panel. At the end of the session, we'll open it up to Q&A. So we have some questions for the panel. And then after the specific Q&A box at the bottom, we will open up for those who have registered and participants to actually submit their questions. So make sure that, again, you submit your questions at the end of the panel. Thank you. All right, let's begin. William, can you start by sharing the resources and support the Department of Employment Services offers for second chance hiring?
Certainly, greetings. Just want to start off thanking everyone for being a part of this webinar. Thank you, Second Chance Hiring Alliance and the Black Chambers of Commerce for putting this together. So some of the resources that I want to talk about in DOES specifically is Project Empowerment, DC Infrastructure Academy, and the grant program. So Project Empowerment is kind of the core, the backbone of DOES. This was actually founded in 2001, April 2001, from Charles Jones. So, regards to him for creating such a dynamic program that's stood the test of times for decades. So this program is a 4-week extensive job readiness training program. And in this program, people have the chance to learn about life skills, basic work behaviors and habits, communication and interpersonal skills, basic skills, technology skills, work-life balance, and most importantly, job searching skills. So the mission of DOES is as workforce development specialists, we want to connect job seekers, employers, and DC residents with resources, employers, and other opportunities to create a safe, effective, and fair working communities in Washington, D.C. So we have, in that job readiness training, we have dynamic facilitators, we have a curriculum, and the goal is to get these people ready and connect with the community. So just to give you an example of what that looks like, when a participant is enrolled in the class, number one, he has to be a DC resident. He has to be enrolled in our system, DC networks, and that's for the reasons of receiving all possible services from DC government. So once that's done, they will enroll in the class, whether it's Project Empowerment, Proud program, but the main one is Project Empowerment. So they'll go through that program, and upon graduation, they will meet with a job developer, and the job developer will assess them in their resume and assess if they have the qualifications to actually fit a particular job. And if they do, they will actually place them on the job with the employer that we're connected with. And it's called a work experience, or what we call for short a WEX. So that WEX, it lasts anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. And in that WEX, the participant, he has the opportunity, he or she has the opportunity to prove themselves, deemed worthy to actually work that particular job. So after that, the time is up, the employer has the opportunity or the option to actually hire them full time. So that's what that's our goal, is to, put people in those positions to gain meaningful employment. And another thing I want to talk about that's rather new, it's been here probably going on 2 years, and I'm kind of honored to say I kind of started it, but it's project empowerment for returning citizens, specifically for returning citizens. You cannot roll if you're not just as involved, and that's actually at the Ready Center at 3640 Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. And what that looks like is the same similar process as I just elaborated on, enrolling in project empowerment, and they have the same options, to get WEXs, which is work experience, and we kind of cater to returning citizens first, just because of how long they've been without employment, or how long they've been, detached from society. So we really, use that job readiness training class and that course to really gear them up and prepare them to enter the workforce. And so far, it's been very successful. And, to actually be a part of the workforce, for returning citizens, is a big part of the reason why someone would not offend. So that's something to keep in mind. And that's, just, as Jane elaborated, that's very essential and important to connect with those employers and to continue to work. Okay, so American Job Center, we actually have 5 locations. We have 5 locations in each part of the city. We opened a new one in Southeast on Shannon Place, and we actually just opened another one yesterday. I'm sorry, we opened another one yesterday in Northeast on North Avenue. So in the American Job Center is it's a one-stop shop to gain several resources, several job resources, training resources. So some of those training resources that you can participate in is IT, CDLs training, PEPCO training, energy and construction and utility training, and elevator management training. And elevator management training is actually a big need in DC right now. The city actually contracts with out of town, Virginia, West Virginia, for those type of those jobs. So we're actually offering that training here at the American Job Center. So I feel, that's another pipeline and avenue for returning citizens to take advantage of. And that's I believe that's a 6 to 9 week course. And upon that, they have opportunities to connect with those type of employers. And, they have a case manager, as well as they have job coaches and job developers. So they have all the support, that they can need. And we also offer them wraparound services if that is necessary. We can, refer them to therapy if that's necessary, because, we understand, the mental challenges, that one faces returning home. So, we try to address all of that. We really try to address all of that in the beginning of job readiness training class and the initial assessment. So, some returning citizens, they may not, opt to take job readiness training, although it's highly recommended, because we want to give them the best chance possible to enter smoothly in the workforce. But if it's if it's not taken, we have other resources available, like therapy, whatever they need. They may already have the capacity to work and to communicate well, but they may need brushing up on computer. So we offer all that. We have all that available, and our goal is to successfully get these folks hired. So that's DOES. That last line right there is DOES program right there. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And but that's not all of the programs that we have. You know, we have grants, we have grant programs where we partner with different grantees, nonprofit grantees, private entities, and as well as just different employers. So we're connected with hundreds of these nonprofits and grant programs that that are looking to hire returning citizens. So we have that going, and yeah, so that's pretty much it right now. Again, my name is William Bumpus. I'm a workforce development specialist at the Department of Employment Services and connected to American Job Center, Ready Center. And that's my information right there. You can reach me at william.bumpus@dc.gov. And our website is, another website is does.dc.gov. Thank you.
Thank you, William, so much. Elisa, can you put William's email again in the chat for everyone if they have any questions? So thank you, William, for demonstrating the integral role that DOES plays in making sure that there's second chance hiring and everything that includes the government on a DC-wide view. So now we're moving to Charlie Whitaker. Charlie, could you talk about Career Path DC, the main streets, the bids, how you started your business, and how it expands and is a really an integral part of DC and second chance hiring?
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yep, we can hear
Hello, can
you.
you hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Okay.
you. Thanks.
First, I want to say good afternoon. Secondly, I would like to say DOES has been a very great partner with us as it relates to assisting us with finding great candidates to do the work that we do. Using their program Project Empowerment. So we started out in like 2010. They were actually one of the organizations who assisted us with Career Path DC, them and DSLBD. But I'm gonna talk about those guys first. What they did was they allowed us to use, at that time, I think Chuck Jones was the director of Project Empowerment. And what they gave us the opportunity to do was to train our people in life skills. And they also assisted us with subsidized employment, meaning that once an individual come to us on DOES's dime, if they worked out and became a great employee, we could then hire more with full-time employment. And so me being a new business, I want to start off there first. Me being a new business, that really helped us out at Career Path DC because we didn't have the structure, nor did we really have the capacity to pay individuals when we first started. And then that's when DSLBD came into the picture. And we got our first contract with Congress Heights, working with James Brunt in Congress Heights, and we were able to hire our first employees. So that's how we actually got started with hiring returning citizens. To this day, 90% of my supervisors are returning citizens, and 95% of my workforce are returning citizens or either have suffered from some type of substance abuse or have low skill based individuals from the community. The great thing that's helped us with this, with hiring from our community is this. One, many people come back and they really want to work and get on the right track and do great things, but it's a stigma about being incarcerated that when you come out, you won't make a great employee. However, some employees, well, most of my employees, once they come out, they ready, they on the right track, they go through Project Empowerment. We also use Project Empowerment as I would say, retention specialist for us Whereas if we do have problems with the individuals that we hire, Project Empowerment will then come online and send people out, the case managers out to work with the individuals just to ensure that they get the best out of the opportunity that we've given them to work. So that alone speaks volumes for me because my supervisors, we have enough work to do with the bids and with the clean team that we're constantly busy doing the work. And to have to sit down with employees when things go wrong, especially new employees, takes away from our day. So partnering with Project Empowerment gave us the opportunity to have another government organization who could also come in with us and assist us with helping out and ensuring that our employees get the best experience they can have. DSLBD, the great thing about those guys is this too. DSLBD made it a point to ensure that these individuals who coming home from being incarcerated made a decent wage. And that was a big thing. When you come home and you find out you got to pay child support, you got to find somewhere to stay, you got to food to eat, things of that nature. You know, in many instances, people feel like when individuals come home that they need to start off with minimum wage or stipend or something like that. But these are real people who come home with real issues. So this LBD with the council member, and I'm gonna say something about the council too. The council has been very great with assisting us with ensuring that our people keep up with the wages, keep their wages up. As a matter of fact, this year they pay $18.50 an hour for the individuals that do the work that we do. So we really appreciate that. And every time that the council can come in and the mayor and make sure that these individuals are getting the best salary that we can do at this time, they do an excellent job of finding money to make sure these individuals get a chance to work. Another thing that I would like to also say about the clean teams is this right here. A lot of times employers feel like it's difficult to work with an individual that's been incarcerated, but for us, in our unique circumstance, we work outside. So what happens is the individuals that we hire would be in public space anyway. So we make it a practice of when we do our training and when we talk to other people around the country, we make sure that we let them know that this opportunity that we received was not only good for the individuals that we work with in the community, but it was good for the community and it was good for government because it's not a hand down, it's really a hand up so that individuals can get some basic job skills, coming to work every day, coming to work on time, so that when they move to their next level of employment, that they'll be ready. And just providing these types of situations coming home is really a great thing. And I always say entry-level jobs are a must for low-wage individuals, for low-skilled individuals, and individuals who also are just getting their life back on track. And you don't always have to be a returning citizen just to be getting your life back on track. Because we deal with a lot of individuals who have substance abuse issues. And it's been great. And it's been great working with them because we have the resources in place through our district government and through our partners in the nonprofit sector that can assist us when things happen to ensure that our people get the best experience they can working at the WFLBC. I'd like to also say this too. Anybody who really felt like they wanted to give a person a second chance to get into the workforce, I'd like for them to understand one thing, that at the end of the day, you're dealing with people. I've had employees who never been incarcerated that weren't good employees. It's the person that you're dealing with. And in any instance, I would tell anybody, take time to get to know the person that you're dealing with. Make sure that you know the resources that can help the people that you're working with. And also have a compassionate understanding that this can happen to anyone. Any one of your family members, And this is my selling point when I ask people to hire the people that when they go to a different job or they go to make, I said, just think about it. This is your family member and they showing up to work every day. They follow directions. They perform their job excellently. Wouldn't you want them to get a second chance into the workforce? So that's just the real thing that I think about when I work with individuals that come from our communities. Um, I really could talk all day about it, but if there's anything else that you guys want me to talk about, I can. If not, I'm finished.
Thank you so much, Charlie. And then we'll also just stick around for the Q&A at the end. But yeah, you can mute yourself. Thank you so
Okay.
much for painting that eloquent story of how Career Path DC really not only internalizes, but also capitalizes and makes sure that the community is vested. Second chance hiring is at the forefront of everything that Career Path stands for. So next, we're going to pass the mic over to Paul, our esteemed business owner and also our returning citizen. So if you could talk about your experience with starting your own business and also you hiring second chance citizens as well. Paul, thank you. Paul, you're muted.
Okay,
There we
go. All
go.
righty. Yeah, I'd like to introduce myself again. Paul Weinstein, formerly incarcerated. I was sentenced to 2 life sentences in the federal system. I was away for 22 years. And I would say from the beginning, to start this conversation off, is that it starts for a returning citizen from being incarcerated where they're at. And they have to actually prepare themselves for regaining their most valuable possession, which is their freedom to come back in society and be law-abiding citizens. I established Saving Our Next Generation, which is the acronym SONG, in 2014, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And through my incarceration, I seen that, I wanted to come out and be part of the solution and not be part of the problem no more. So I focused on a couple of key curriculums that I wanted to implement when I came out. And just to name a few was like customer service, entrepreneurship, public speaking. Also, I opened up a janitorial cleaning company when I came home, which I started from incarceration as well, which was Weinstock LLC. And now it's a general contracting company, which I'm a CDE. Also, I established Weinstock LLC in 2014 as well when I came home, which I came home 2013, but it took me approximately less than 6 months to actually get my companies up and running. And, I prepared while I was away. Also, I own His and Hers restaurant, which was established in 2020. I had a downfall for a minute because COVID kicked in, so it shut me down, for a period of time, but I was able to withstand it. As of today, we're still open. We also do programs from the restaurants, just to name a few, like janitorial, customer service. We also do a prepping program, and we do a culinary arts program as well. So I target working with age groups from 8 to 67, and whoever I can help, that's where my focus is, because our wonderful mayor and council member Kenya McDuffie, council member Nadeau, and others have gave me opportunities. And also from the contracts that I do have with like DOES, I would say the director, Morris Hughes, Department of Small Local Business Development, the director, Evan Suggs. She has been a great help. Also, Thaney Freeman from DPR. Charlie has been my mentor with the clean team. I always give him a shout out as well. And I just basically stay focused and stay grounded and try to help as many people as I possibly can, because I understand it firsthand how it's a challenge when we do come out as a returning citizen. And also within our programs, we have what we call the shadow program. And that consists of like once they go through the training and they get hired through my company or my organization, we still follow up on them to make sure that, they're keeping their statuses up as far as employment, because we understand the most important thing as far as employment for them to survive and beat the recidivism rate of incarceration. Also, we also partner with Life Enhancers, which is a mental health agency, to actually provide those services as needed. And that has been wonderful too, because, we have had, chances that we had to refer people that needed that kind of help in those areas. We also have from returning citizens. Outside of returning citizens, we have individuals from the LGBTQ plus, also from individuals that may not even been incarcerated, because we're trying to better our community and make our community a safe community. And also, I have a general contracting company, which is Weinstock LLC. Like I said, we hire in that area as well. I want to thank Mr. Green from DGS, Ms. Robin from DGS, that has been a great help in understanding the importance of, giving returning citizens and myself opportunities, along with some of the other agencies that I have worked with. I also run the SYP program, which we target that population from 13 to 18, which has been a great help. And I had the contract Safe Passage as well. And we created a curriculum inside the school where actually we would help them become entrepreneur or just teach them customer service. And with that be said, I think I end right there, because like I said, I could talk a while too, but those are some of the things that I've done, and some of my challenges that I have overcome by actually having patience and just staying focused and just working hard to achieve all my goals.
Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing your story and, making sure that you're still connecting with your community at the end of the day. So now, everyone, we're going to the Q&A section. We have about 3 questions. I don't know. I think we may have lost Charlie, but we'll try to get him back. Paul, the first question is for you. As a justice-impacted individual and a second chance hiring employer, what challenges have you encountered when hiring someone with a record? What advice would you give to other employers who may face similar challenges but are unsure how to address them?
Great question. I would say, a lot of our returning citizens have been away for a period of time. The system has failed us to a certain degree, and I'm just saying me for a prime example because I have firsthand experience on it. They don't have enough programs to prepare returning citizens to come out. So what we have to do as employers to hire them, we have to have patience with them and actually, walk them through the process. Sometimes, it can be challenging. Some of them catch on, faster than others. So you definitely got to have some patience with them and understanding, and then just show them actually, like say for instance with the clean team, hands-on, the do's and don'ts. And it's just a process that you have to, have patience with them. I think that's more of the key to it. And then, let them know the importance of them maintaining the job and maintaining their freedom.
Perfect. Thank you, Paul. Now passing it over to William. What training programs does DOES offer specifically for justice-impacted job seekers? And do these programs also include job placement? I know you orchestrated and included a ton of them earlier, but just specifically about the job placement support.
Okay, specifically speaking, Project Empowerment at the Ready Center. And Project Empowerment at the Ready Center, employers that we're partnered with, they know that our audience are returning citizens. So they'll go through that training. And while I failed to mention, while they're going through their training, they're getting an incentive. And it's usually, it's at least $1,000 for 4 weeks. and the most it's been is $4,000. So while they're in that training, and we also accept halfway house residents in Baltimore, so we were able to establish, a rapport with them where they can receive services in the city that they will be returning to after they finish. So after they finish that program, they'll have the opportunities to meet with a job coach, a job developer, and be placed on a work experience. And that's immediate job placement, being on that work experience. And while they're on that work experience, our agency pays them minimum wage for however many hours they have, whatever, their shift is, with the supervisor, all that's, in the offer letter, and that's exactly what the agency will pay them. If they get hired full time, so say for an example, if our minimum wage is $17.50 and they get hired and the job is, $26, then that's what they would get immediately. So they can see a big, change financially in that. And if they, for some reason that they don't complete the work experience, they have the option, to get more job readiness training services if that's what they need, or if they've been, for some, it rarely happens, but if some strange reason they're being mistreated by the employer at the job, we would intervene, as their job coaches, as their workforce development specialists. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, William,
No problem.
for that answer. So I think we lost Charlie. But in any event, we are going to turn it over to the participants. So the Q&A box is open right now. I know there is one question, but while I'm reading that, if anyone has any other questions, please submit them in the Q&A box. It's at the bottom of your screen. It literally just says Q&A. You can just type in your questions and I'll recite them to the panelists, and yeah, we'll okay, here's a couple. Okay, so from Hannah, it says, how do you successfully do outreach, connect, engage employers for second chance hiring? I work for a similar workforce development nonprofit for returning citizens in Philly. Ooh, yay, I'm from Philadelphia. And we want to do something similar, here to expand our employer base. Thanks. So that's the first question.
I answer that. That's a great question, actually. So the way we do outreach is several ways. One being that we actually are in a community. So we may be in those communities that, are unfavorable out here in Washington, D.C., such as, Ward 7, Ward 8. So we're actually engaging with the community. We're actually engaging with stakeholders in the community. And we also coordinate, and Gene can attest for this, we coordinate hiring events and hiring resource fairs all over the city, just to, like you said, recruit and speak about, what we do at DOES, opportunities that they have at DOES. And because a lot of people don't know. So, it's very important to get the word out. And, we do that, through media channels. We have a Instagram page, and, we post on our page if we like to. We also have event days when the mayor will actually show up. She's actually showed up at the Ready Center with the media there, with the news. So there are several ways. Those are just to name a few, but however, my advice is, however, you can be creative with it, definitely use it, because it works. A lot of people, they just don't know. So once you get the word out, and word of mouth travels. So I encourage you just to, you can use that as well as, actually just, reaching out in the community so people can, be familiar with your face or your, your organization.
Paul, any comments, or Jean?
Yes, I think more so too, you have social media, which is a great help uh, as far as getting people in, and just going into some of the areas where you see that that individuals may need to gain employment, and put on certain affairs and have your pamphlet and things ready to pass out, and just collaborating with like churches, mosques. Last year a big help, and just networking. I think social media has been a great asset for a lot of things, using to for your advantage.
That man ain't lying, but
Okay,
why he did it, I don't know.
Charlie.
I don't know
Okay,
why he jumped over all this. Yep.
Charlie. So I see that you just rejoined. Let me just ask you your question really quickly, and then we're gonna go back to the last question that is in the Q&A.
Yeah.
So Charlie, Career Path partners with workforce development programs, community-based organizations, and DC government agencies, obviously. You also collaborate with employers who practice second chance hiring. If so, do these employers hire individuals directly from your programs? You're on mute. You're on mute. Just gotta unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yep, you're good. Okay.
So I try not to be a go-between between my partners and individuals looking for employment, but I will just tell you this. I do know that CMSI, they hire some of my guys. Douglas Development, they've hired our guys. William C. Smith has hired our guys. These are some of the same employees that DOES work with. And I'm pretty sure DOES has a list of employers that hire returning citizens. So what I always tell everybody is this: check with DOES when you're looking to hire returning citizens, because you'll already get people who've been trained and have already went through a program, already did drug testing and things of that nature, which will make it easier for anybody who's looking for a great person that they want to give a second chance.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else want to have any comments to that question?
Yeah, sure. I can chime in.
Okay, thanks, Jean.
Um,
Thanks, Charlie. You can put yourself back
Thank
on
you.
mute.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
because that was a great question, and believe it or not, getting employers to engage, outreach, and uh, participate in second chance hiring is a daunting task. It is not easy. So that was a great question. But I think one of the most helpful things, and I think Paul, Charlie, and William have already alluded to it, is that you have to be more proactive. You have to go into the communities, because I think I learned that not only are there some folks who don't second chance hire, they don't know either, right? So you have to raise awareness also, so you can. I mean, emails and cold calls is the obvious, but they're not the most effective. But I think that by putting a face to a lot of these issues is the most effective. When you walk into someone's um establishment or even a Zoom call, but most well probably better to have an in-person meeting. They get a better sense of what you're here for, what are you about, your organization, and your purpose. And that could also encourage them to open up more to second chance hiring. And also to keep doing it consistently so that when they do their research and when they look at the folks who just solicited them, they'll see your name pop up in other places. So I think that one of the best ways to get employers is to already kind of like make yourself ubiquitous, already kind of like oversaturate yourself in the second chance hiring field. That way that once you start to outreach to folks, they can't deny you. They can say, oh, we know who William Bumpers and DOES is. We know who Paul Weinstock is, right? And so it makes it easier for folks to connect. That's one of the issues, but I think also collaborating with other folks to do outreach, right? Like just having Jean name on something one time, just having Simone name on something one time may or may not be enough. But if you have a coalition, as we are, or if you have multiple folks who leverage each other resources to do the outreach, to be in spaces, to be in job fairs and hiring fairs, and connection to HR folks and events, I'm sorry, and organizations also creates the better chance for you to get some engagement from employees. And that's just from my experience. And again, it's not hard, but it's super, super, super not easy as well. But I hope that helped and answer some of the questions.
Thanks, Jean. Looking at the next question, also from Hannah, do employer partners tend to offer the trainings as well as the job placement?
Repeat that question again.
Do employer partners tend to offer the job training as well as the job placement?
Yes, I would say definitely we do the training, and we do hire, as needed. Sometimes, we before, but sometimes people end up in they just, make a mistake or whatever. And I believe in giving, people second and third chances. But sometimes people will take advantage of it. So you definitely gotta be able to offer the training of the actual hiring process. Because like for instance, me owning a restaurant, I have to, like walk them through the training, as well as, my general manager or manager, or even my chef, because you want things to be, organized, and customer service is involved with everything that you do, whether you're a business owner or not, your customer service has to be there.
Perfect. Anyone else have any, William or Jean, have any comments?
No, he hit it on the nose about as far as customer service and hiring. So, what we do, with the job readiness training is in preparation for the job, and we can actually, hire them. I don't know if she meant with our agency, because that has actually happened, when somebody would actually go through a project empowerment class and intern inside of our agency. They have the qualifications in their background, and their background is I don't want to say ignored, but because they have to go through the investigation and with the onboarding process. But that has actually happened when when someone actually goes through a class, and a facilitator can and they can apply for a job within the agency, and the facilitator can recommend them, or the facilitator or the management can recommend them for vast jobs, other jobs at other agencies, or other organizations or nonprofits.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions? Anyone else want to put any other questions in the Q&A section?
Simone, we do have some questions in the chat. Some folks have been putting questions.
Oh, in the chat. Okay, sorry. Let me go back to the chat. Okay, hold on. Wait, there's one more that just popped up in the Q&A, and then I'll go over to the chat. Sorry, I did not look at the chat at all. Thank you for making sure that I look over at the chat. So, okay, question from, it looks like Foster. Mr. Bumpus, what are the next steps for me to receive the list of employers who hire returning citizens here in Washington, D.C.? Again, what are the next steps for me to receive the list of employers who hire returning citizens here in Washington, D.C.?
Okay, well, I can actually you can actually send me an email, and we can we can coordinate that list. But a lot of it's a lot of it may be unknown, but it's a lot of employers in the city in DC that's very you know, what they call felony friendly and higher returning citizens. But I'm more than happy to share the list that I have with you currently right now of the employers that we have a rapport with, that we have a some contracts and just, you know, just a understanding about. So just send me an email at your convenience and I'll reply to it.
So I think following up on that question, let's see, select list of employers who hire returning. So how do we get updates from DOS in regards to hiring events such as career fairs? And then if we aren't getting the DOES employment opportunities, how do we get the information from well, you just kind of explained that. To share with our clients who are returning citizens.
Um, I can again, I can share that with him. He can go to our website at does.dc.gov and the Ready Center website as well, because we're in partner with the Ready Center, and the Ready Center is DOC. However, we are actually set up. We have a remote team down there that does that coordinates cohorts consecutively. So yeah, just check those websites out, and any, you know, anything specifically that you need, just feel free to email me.
Jean, not to put you on the spot, but just one last question on behalf of the chamber, but kind of just expounding on the core group and then other partnerships. What role can partnerships with community organizations and government agencies play in this effort?
Great question. Those guys can play a very, very pivotal role. In fact, one of the most crucial roles, because our coalition kind of relies on our, you know, community-based organizations, our government agencies, and our community partners, because for the most part, we are the ones who are, you know, dealing day to day with returning citizens, with justice impacted folks, whether it's DOES or CSOSA, whether it's in the capacity of second chance hiring or hiring at all, employment at all. Nonetheless, these are still programs that cater to returning citizens. And so I think that by joining the Second Chance Hiring Alliance, you actually we can further that level of second chance hiring employees and education. Also, it creates more resources to be had, right? And one of the things that I, you know, preach about is, you know, trying to eliminate silos, right? And all of us who work for or work with organizations or community-based organizations or government agencies, for the most part, we sit in our own spaces trying to figure it out. And so I think one of the best things that coming into the alliance and how any government agency or other organizations can help is by you joining a collaborative alliance. You're joining alliance in which now you do not have to do all of the work, or you do not have to you know, search and dig for particular resources or help, because you have everybody and everything that you need around you right here, which will tremendously move the needle in second chance hiring. And so I think that that is just a few things that and how any government agency, CBO, or community partner can get involved and make a difference with the second chance hiring.
Okay, perfect. And then lastly, Paul, what practical steps can small business owners take to implement second chance hiring practices, and how can they ensure that they have the resources and support needed to help justice impacted employees succeed?
Okay. That's an amazing question. I got to say with myself, I have been successful with partnering with different organizations and the agencies to actually help in other areas. I will say that, you know, we all know that we got strengths in certain areas, and I think the more people that we can collaborate with, and organizations and also agencies, then, you know, it can be a great success rate. And with that being said, I know I'm gonna jump into something else right quick that I think is very important before I forget it, which is we are doing a movement and it's called Am I a Citizen? The importance of Am I a Citizen is actually regaining your constitutional rights back. And a lot of us don't see the importance or have an understanding. So with this movement, me, Dr. Maurice McGee, and Tony Lewis Jr. that actually is the three behind this. And we are seeing that the importance as of myself regaining the most valuable possession, which is your constitutional rights, because it's a lot of a state can't actually, like, say, for instance, get certain jobs. You can't vote, housing, and things of that nature, traveling. And so, this is something that we're pushing. We had an event approximately 3 weeks ago. We even had Governor Westmore to come on a Zoom. We did a Zoom that went viral. And basically, we were inviting different people in there to actually come and speak about the importance of individuals regaining their constitutional rights. Governor Westmore had actually pardoned 175,000 individuals for the cannabis. So we looked at that as a start. And, we want to collab with governors too, because we want people to understand, that process and who has the authority to grant a pardon. A lot of us don't know that, that actually the president, he has his lane, and then you have the governors that actually have their lanes as well. So we want to educate as many of our people as possible from a federal and state level to actually know that it's very important to actually regain your constitutional rights. You have been incarcerated for years or numerous months or whatever it may be, and you need to actually regain your constitutional rights.
And a question from Foster is asking, Paul, it says, Mr. Weinstock, how do you learn about job opportunities with your organization for returning, well, your many organizations
Okay,
for
so
returning citizens?
I'll give my number as well as my email. My contact number is 202-705-0024. And my email is Song Incorporation, which is SONGINCORPORATION @gmail.com.
And the last part of the question says, how can we work together to help increase employment opportunities for returning citizens?
I think it's very important that, we collab, which is a big issue sometimes with us partnering together, and even getting the agencies to actually partner with you all as well and partner with each other, because that's an important part right there. I mean, a lot of, things that I do, I try to partner with as many people as possible, because I know that, numbers is very important, and numbers is people. And what we're trying to do is just help as many people as possible, from a returning citizen or just individuals, at all.
Thank you. Any other updates on DOES's end, or Paul for you? I know before I throw it to Gene for his closing portion, but any other updates, William, that for the holiday season or looking forward that DOS is pushing around returning citizens?
We have a lot of community events going on, and turkey drives, coat drives, and I have all that information. All that it should be on our website, on our Instagram page. I believe I spoke about the new American Job Centers that's been open in the past few weeks. It's been 2 open on different sides of the city, so it's accessible. You don't have to travel too far to get there to get these services. We have, and I think I mentioned it as well, we have maintenance, elevator maintenance. So that's going to be big out here. I believe that's something that it's a high demand in the city, and now we're able to train local residents to get them ready and certified to do those jobs. So I will keep everyone updated. All you have to do is email me, and my number is 202-222-5304. I'm easy to contact, so I'm more than welcome. I would more than love to send those updates to you and answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, William, Charlie, and Paul for your thoughtful contributions, and joining us all today, and really sharing a story and how DC is very integral in making sure that returning citizens have a path, after incarceration. I know Jean's going to be talking about some of the things coming up soon, but please look out for the upcoming webinars. The Greater Washington, D.C. Black Chamber of Commerce um, definitely supports everything that CHA does. And we're partnering in a couple of other webinars, so please look out for that. And then also in April, for Second Chance Hiring Month, we'll be partnering on an event in April. So Jean, take it away. And
Okay.
thanks so
Let
much
me.
for inviting us. Go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
I want to thank you all for because I got to get off. Thank you for the invite and the wonderful event and whatever I can do to help. Just reach out to me. But I have to get off now because I got another phone. I got to get on another
Thank
Zoom.
you, Paul. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you all. Yeah. Have a nice day.
Okay, go ahead, Jean. Thanks again.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Simone. Thank all of the panelists. And thank you guys for the questions as well. And we're going to go keep it moving and go right into the next slide. And I want to tell you a little bit about why you should join SCHA. You've heard, a little bit about SCHA. You've heard from some of our members and partners and what we do. And now I want to get just a little bit about why you should join. Obviously, the Second Chance Hiring Alliance members open doors to networking, direct access to talent, informational resources, collaboration with workforce development programs, and the chance to amplify your company's commitment to social responsibility. Again, all at zero cost. There is zero monetary obligations for joining the alliance. By joining the alliance, you position your business as a leader in second chance hiring, fostering positive change within your organizations and the broader community. Some of these items we have touched on in the last slide, but I just want to re-emphasize some of them because I do think joining as a member is really exciting and valuable to your workplace. So I just, reiterate why it's important to second chance hire and why you should join SCHA. Again, the networking opportunities for memberships, also giving your business a makeover, so to speak, right? What ingratiating these practices into your workplace, it changes not only your business, but it changes the community around it. So there are so many reasons why you should join, and I alluded to earlier, but I would also encourage you to contact me directly if you or your organization wish to join the Second Chance Hiring Alliance, be it a member, a partner, and we are always recruiting for new core group members as well. If you want to contact me, you can reach me. I feel like my information should be in the chat. If not, it is gene.downing@coreexcellence.org. And our website is www.scha-dc.org. You can go there and you can contact me at any given time. Please reach out to me. Do not hesitate. We look forward to having conversations. We look forward to having you as new SCHA members. And so with that, I also, as Simone alluded to, want to get into a little bit about some of the events that we have coming up. As you know, SCHA is still relatively young. We've had a slew of events last year, and going into 2025, we've going to have more. Please stay tuned because this was just the first webinar of a series of webinar creating an inclusive workplace. And each webinar will be a different theme, but all in the creating an inclusive workplace theme as well. And we look forward to you guys tuning back in. Each webinar will be about a different topic, different education, but most importantly, it will be about moving the needle in second chance hiring. We also have our networking event coming up in Second Chance Hiring Month, which is April. And between now and in April, we have our newsletters that we have coming out. And for all of you who are on our mailing list, you will receive the newsletters. If you have already not been receiving it, you will be receiving it moving forward. And yeah, so from that, I'm just going to go into closing. I think that we've done great. I think that we've done tremendous on time. Thank you for me, to myself for facilitating, and all of my facilitating partners, the ones you don't even see in the background. So yes, I would just like to thank all of the panelists for participating. Charlie Whitaker, Will Bumpus, and Paul Weinstock. Those guys are tremendous. Also have to give a special thanks to GWBCC. Forgive me, I always get the acronym wrong, but I always say the whole word right. So the Greater Washington Black Chamber of Commerce for partnering with us, and Simone for moderating this wonderful panel. Again, thank you, Simone. You have been great. Thanks to all the folks for coming and participating. I know that we've been sending you invites and links and all type of promotional material. So thank you for clicking. Thank you for registering, and thank you for coming. Please, before you go, take the survey. If you took one earlier, I think it's another one on the back end. You can take that as well. I'm gonna double down on that survey. Please take the survey again. And with that, I bid you guys good day. Thank you again for coming to the webinar, and it was a blessing. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Gene.
Have a great
Thanks,
day,
everyone.
everyone.